What's going on YouTube world? What's going on boxing world? This is Danny Miller with Pot Shot Boxing. What's going on? Just wanted to make this video to let you all know what happened last night on Showtime Championship Boxing. It came on yesterday, August 9th, 2014. It was some pretty good fights. I call it three great one-sided fights. Three great one-sided fights. In my opinion. Railroad Salka, you had, like I said in the Danny Garcia versus Rod Salka prediction video that I made, Rod Salka, you have some skills. It's just that like I said, I just think Danny was going to be more focused, and that's pretty much what happened. Is Danny Garcia last night emphatically increased his status as the best 140 pounder in the business right now, in devastating fashion. Man, I think Danny Garcia, for those of y'all who know, Danny Garcia took a lot of criticism going into this fight because a lot of people felt he should have been fighting the top 140 pounder as opposed to fighting the unknown Rod Salka, and unknown and unranked Rod Salka. So he was going into this fight, a lot of pressure on him. But before the fight, Garcia pretty much stated that a knockout, anything other than a knockout, would have been a disappointment for him. So he made it his business to go in there last night and get Salka out of there. That's exactly what he did. He looked great going into the fight. He looked very ready to go. Salka did too. Both fighters looked ready to go. It's just that Danny Garcia had another type of line in him last night. He was just ready to bang this guy out. That's exactly what he did. Second round, wow. Second round of the Garcia-Salka fight, man. Garcia connects on Salka. I mean, he hit Salka with probably the best right hook that was thrown by any fighter all year. That's probably the best right hook of 2014 that landed on any fighter that Garcia landed on Salka. I mean, that right hook was so devastating that Salka was looking around the Barclays Center like, I can't believe I got hit by this punch. That's how devastating that punch was. Garcia, after hitting him with that devastating right hook, went in for the kill. Threw a barrage of punches to the body, which Garcia did a good job going to the body and throwing those hooks to the head as well. But it caused Salka to go to the canvas for the first time in the fight. Referee counted to 8. Salka got up. He had some heart. He got up. He could have stayed down, but he got up. He got up, and only to get knocked down again by Garcia. Garcia again did a great job hooking to the body and throwing combination hooks to the head as well. I mean, it was right, left, right hooks to the head at one point. Now, what I saw was like 3 devastating punches to the head as well as mixing it into the body. So Garcia did a great job mixing up the punishment, because when you get a fighter in trouble anyway, for all fighters out there, y'all should know this, but there's a lot of head hunting fighters out there. But when you got a guy in trouble, you need to go to the body the body is always the key in any fight. Little public service announcement. But anyway, Garcia's combination punching caused Salka to go down again, and Salka gets up at the count of 9 this time, and then finally they're in the center of the ring. Garcia hits him with oh wow, another devastating left hook. Salka begins to beat his chest as if to say, you know, I'm right here, but he just didn't know that Garcia threw a right hook to the body, and he came back with the left hand. This was probably the best left hook of 2014 that ever got thrown by any fighter this year. Oh man, Danny Garcia landed with a devastating left hook that sent Salka down to the canvas, sort of casket style. It was one of those, definitely one of those punches, well, one of those knockouts where can concern boxing fans as well as you know, people in the fighter who, well, just the whole world. That type of knockout concerns you because, you know, Salka's head hit the canvas, you know, bounced up off of the canvas. So you just, I was happy that he was okay after the fight. The doctors checked Salka and he was fine. But in any case, let me go back. But that left hook, that final left hook that Danny Garcia landed and that knocked Salka down casket style, that actually ended the fight. I even saw a white towel getting thrown in, you know, after he knocked him out because he was out. You know, I'm just glad that he was able to get up off the canvas and Salka was able to get off the canvas and you know, he's okay. I'm sure he probably definitely still had to go to the hospital after the fight, but you're just glad that he's not seriously hurt because that was a devastating left hook. Oh my gosh, that was devastating. Those are the type of punches you got to put the kids to bed on that one. Just you don't want your children to see that type of left hook that Danny Garcia threw last night. That was devastating. Absolutely devastating. Oh man! But after the fight, after the Danny Garcia fight, you know, Garcia was asked about a possible fight with Lamont Peterson. Garcia pretty much stated he's going to leave it up to his team, which he always does. So he's going to leave it up to his team. I hope the fight happens. You know, Garcia stated that, you know, if Peterson wants some, he can come get it. We'll see. But yeah, I definitely want to see that fight happen. But great night of action last night. You know, Garcia headlined it as he, you know, he swiftly knocked out Salka. Sorry, Rod. Man, that was devastating. That was devastating. It was, that left hook was, man, devastating. Does this put Garcia in the pound for pound? I don't know, but that was a great performance by Danny Garcia. I give him a whole lot of credit for you know, answering the critics. That was a devastating statement that he made on Rod Salka. Now, Salka did come up in weight. Now, I didn't know that, but you know, Salka came up from 135 pounds to take this fight. So Garcia looked so much bigger than him in the ring last night as well. That was another thing that kind of stood out. But at the end of the day, Garcia took care of business. I guess he's ready for whoever is ready for him at 140 pounds. I hope that he does fight Lamont Peterson. I hope, Lamont Peterson, like I said, for those of y'all that don't know, I'm from Washington, D.C. Lamont Peterson's from Washington, D.C., so I hope Peterson gets the chance at trying to unify some titles. Him and Danny Garcia will be a great fight. If I were to say something about that right now, Peterson has a great work rate. He would just have to try to avoid that power that Garcia has. Because if anybody get hit with that left hook and that right hook that we saw in this fight, this Danny Garcia fight last night, it's going to end the night for any 140 pounder. That was some devastating power. That was very impressive. But in the other fights that happened on that night, speaking of Lamont Peterson fought in the co-feature, and he fought a guy named Edgar Santana. It was a pretty good fight, but it was just a shutout all the way through. Lamont Peterson started off kind of not like I'm used to him seeing. He kind of sort of moved around a little bit. I think he was just trying to fill out Santana in the first couple of rounds. But after he figured out what Santana can do as far as his skill set, Santana just didn't throw enough punches. I mean, he didn't counter anything. He didn't do anything about the power punching that Lamont Peterson did to his body, because Lamont Peterson just simply, that fight in a nutshell is just, you can call it just a body banger, because Peterson just banged him to the body the whole night, and Santana didn't do anything about it. I mean, it was just like Peterson was just hitting something that either didn't want to hit back, or I don't know. He just didn't answer. I'm sure Garcia will answer if those two were to get in the ring with each other. But in this fight right here, Santana just didn't do enough. It looked like obviously he wanted to be there, because in the beginning of the fight he was throwing bombs from everywhere trying to get Peterson out of there. But I knew when he was a little gun ho, when he was too gun ho, I figured the fight would go Peterson's way, because Peterson's slick, and he can get around a pressure fighter. So, I don't even know if I can categorize Santana as a pressure fighter. I just think he was just throwing. He was kind of not too disciplined in that fight, throwing, looping shots, and as soon as he started doing that, I knew that Lamont Peterson, he's just on another class. So he would, he's in the top echelon of fighters, so he would take advantage of that, and that's exactly what he did. He took advantage of, took advantage of Santana's recklessness. It's like, wow. I think it came to a point also in that fight. Fighters kind of know by the third or fourth round if they could take a guy or not. I think Santana, maybe in the back of his mind, he knew that he was in a different kind of water that night as far as going against Peterson. I think he already kind of had it in the back of his mind. I'm gonna say he packed it in, but he just didn't do anything. Peterson just destroyed his body, destroyed it. I mean, it was a entourage. I mean, at one point, Peterson was in there showboating and just winding up punches to the body and hitting them to the body. I was like, wow, he's gonna wind it up and still hit them to the body. It's like, what in the world? But that's basically what happened in that fight. The barrage of punishment that Santana took to the body finally caught up with him in the 10th. And this time he took some headshots from Peterson. And then Peterson continued to go downstairs in the 10th round. The doctor got up on the apron and pretty much was telling the referee to stop the fight. And the referee stopped the fight in the 10th. And just saved Santana's liver from any more punishment because, man, I know his insides were, today, I don't know how he feels, to be honest, today. But he took a lot of punishment to the body. I tell you what, if I was a fighter, I'll take, oh man, my phone's ringing. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, just sorry. My phone's ringing. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Anybody that takes a punishment to the body like that is, man, that was some body work. And again, like I said, I don't know how he feels today, but I hope that Santana's okay, because he took a lot of punishment to the body. But in any case, Lamont Peterson was awarded the 10-round TKO victory, and he gets to keep that IBF junior welterweight title around his waist one more time. So congratulations, Lamont Peterson. And it was a great performance, just a great performance by Lamont Peterson. Excellent performance by Lamont Peterson. And that was pretty much that. After the fight, Lamont Peterson pretty much wanted. They asked him a question about if he wanted Danny Garcia. Of course, he was basically saying if it makes sense, because again, boxing is a business. Everything has to make sense. The dollars have to make sense. Venue, different things of that nature. So the fight has to make sense. So in that case, Lamont Peterson pretty much said he wouldn't mind fighting Danny Garcia. So I want to see that fight. In boxing, we always need the best to fight the best. Right now, those two are pretty much at the top. So, let them get it on. Let's do it. Peterson, Garcia, get it on. The boxing world wants to see it. So, I don't know who's in the way, as far as promotion goes, but, let's get it on. Boxing world want to see championship fights. That's what the boxing world wants to see. The two best fight the best. That's just basically how it should be. Let's stop letting the UFC outdo us boxing in that aspect. You have people talk about the UFC versus boxing. That's one aspect where I think the UFC gets it right. The best fights the best a lot of the time, as opposed to boxing dancing around what should be the obvious. They always dance around the obvious. So, let's get it on Garcia and Peterson. And then our last fight, which was the first fight on Showtime, it was Daniel Jacobs against Gerard Fletcher. Good fight. That was a very good fight. Still a little one-sided. Um, Jacob's power was just phenomenal in this fight. Um, just phenomenal. He caught him. He first caught Gerard with a left hook in that fight. But he did. Jacobs just did a good job. Going to the body, using that good jab of his, and it's a stiff jab too. Woo! That left jab is stiff. I mean, he has a great jab. Jacobs, man. He was very, very impressive. In the fifth round, he ended up catching Fletcher with a sneaky right hand. I was like, wow, it was a counter right, but it was a sneaky right hand that caught Fletcher and slinked Fletcher back into the ropes, and man, whew, and then Jacobs finished the night in an impressive fashion. And Jacobs was awarded the fifth round technical knockout victory, and to the winner went the spoils. He's now the new WBA regular middleweight champion of the world. And he's also the first cancer survivor ever to win a world title in boxing history, which is awesome. Maybe I should have saved that for one of those pot shot boxing facts I put out there. But that is so awesome. This man, Daniel Jacobs, he's definitely somebody that the world could look up to. He's an inspiration to a lot of people. And I wish him well. I wish him so much more in his boxing career as he moves forward. And I hope that he does get a shot at Kid Chocolate Peter Quillen, because after the fight, that's who Jacobs called out. It's three champions. Out of those three champions, out of Gennady, Miguel Cotto, and Peter Quillen, he called out. He wants Peter Quillen, Kid Chocolate. So I hope Kid Chocolate step up to the plate and fight Jacobs next. We need these fight spots. Step up to the plate. If someone calls you out, go get them. I know it's me saying that, knowing the boxing business, that's easier said than done. Because again, like the boxers say, they're correct. It has to make sense. If the dollars don't make sense, they're probably not going to do it. And that's probably the main thing I'm thinking. It's got to be the dollars. That has to make sense. So it's easier said than done. When you talk about matchmaking in boxing, boxing is just a difficult sport to gauge as opposed to other sports. The goodness of boxing is, a lot of the time boxing fans they can wait a little bit longer than some other fans in the sports world. I don't know if it makes it more sweeter. In my case, in my opinion, I don't think it makes it more sweeter. I'm ready to see somebody bang right now. I'm one of those fans that want to see the best fight the best right now. But as a boxing junkie, I know that it takes more than just two guys getting into the ring just because one calls the other out. Just let it happen like that. So everything has to make sense for a mega fight to happen. But those were the fights. Those were pretty much the fights that went on last night on Showtime Boxing. I wrote a post, as I usually do, but I wrote a post on it as well. You all can check out the post and see how I go more in detail for these fights. not sure if I went too much in detail with the Daniel Jacobs and Gerard Fletcher fight, and I know I went into detail with the Garcia fight, but with the Lamont Peterson and Santana fight, and the Daniel Jacobs and Fletcher fight, I didn't go into too much detail, but nevertheless, I still wrote a post on what went on last night on Showtime Boxing, the boxing results from those fights. So please hit the first link and check out my post. Alright, thank you all so much for watching this video. This is Dana Miller with Pot Shot Boxing. You all can always catch me on Facebook at www.facebook.com/potshotboxing. You can catch me on Twitter at www.twitter.com/potshotboxing. You can catch me on Pinterest at www.pinterest.com/potshotboxing. Google Plus, MySpace, StumbleUpon, Tumblr, just all those different avenues. You can catch Pot Shot Boxing. Right. And if you like this video, and if you like the post that I write, please subscribe. Feel free to subscribe. I'll continue to write, and I will continue to update you on all of the upcoming fights, current news and boxing articles. So feel free to subscribe. It's pure fun. No vulgarness or anything like that. We just strictly talk about boxing. I may start going into other sports. I may have some other news here and there. Sort of like the woman down in San Antonio for the Spurs who got the assistant coaching job. She's the first woman in NBA history to get the assistant coaching job, which is that's just freaking awesome, man. Those type of things. Just keeping it positive. That's what it is. All right, but thank you all so much again. This is Dana Miller with Pot Shot Boxing. As we say at Pot Shot Boxing, it's boxing news and article bites for all walks of life. All right, thank you all so much. Take care.